right, thank you so much, you guys, for jumping on live tonight. Sorry we had a little technical difficulty, but we got it figured out, so we're good to go. Thank you again so much for jumping on. My name is Kelsey Shackley, and if you're on this live webinar tonight, that means either I or one of the girls that are going to be talking tonight or somebody on our team has invited you onto this webinar, which means we think that you'd be a pretty rockin' coach. We think you'd be great on our team, and we think you would fit in perfect. And we would love to have you. So if you're anything like me, I'm going to just kind of tell my story a little bit because I feel like it's good to hear different stories, figure out how each one of us was thinking before we joined, and just the process that we all go through. And that way you can also get to know us a little bit before, too, because I think that's good to kind of have a feeling of if you fit with these people. So, again, my name is Kelsey Shackley, and if you're anything like me, before, when I was hearing about this coaching opportunity thing, I had a bajillion things running through my head. Yes, I had a little interest, but I also felt like I needed to research it out myself. So another reason I'm so glad you guys are here, because you're taking that next step and doing a little of your own research. But for me, I just thought I was so busy, and probably a lot like you guys are feeling. I was working full-time as an RN at a local hospital, plus I was working some extra overtime. I had started my own business on the side. It was photography, and so I was working 10 to 15 hours there on the weekends, in the evenings, plus I was editing photos and constantly coming up with content and then having to put all the photos on like a CD, and then I'd ship it, and I was doing all that myself. So I was super busy with that. On top of those two things, I was newly married, and we had just bought a foreclosure, and the house needed a ton of work. We had to put in all new flooring, we had to paint all the walls, we had to sand down all of the trim work and the doors, and we had to paint everything, spray paint the ceilings. It was a nightmare, kind of, to be honest. We lived in the basement for the first 3 months, and the basement is unfinished. Now, how many people would do that, right? So that was the situation that I was in, working full-time, having a part-time business I was running on the side, plus remodeling a whole new home. And I was just like, let's add one more thing to my to-do list. But there was this little part of me in the back of my mind that was just like, what if this is something really cool, And I had already gotten amazing results with TurboFire, and I loved the programs. I loved the products. I just believed in them wholeheartedly. And so I did a little more research. But the other thing that was holding me back was the fact that I am not a salesperson. I have a lot of friends in different MLMs, and there's nothing against MLMs, but I personally just did not want to stock product. I didn't want to stock product. I didn't want to do home parties. It's just not my personality, not really my thing. I love people, but I'm an introvert, and I like to be at home. And so it just wasn't meshing with me, and I just am not a salesperson. So the thought of, having to sell, I was like, blah, right? I just didn't want to do that. And in fact, a little funny story on the side, I worked at the Buckle when I was going through college, and they originally had me in the back, but they liked me. They thought I was, a friendly person, so they were like, let's try Kelsey on the floor. Let's try her out there. And if you know anything about the Buckle, which I love the Buckle, but if you know anything about the Buckle, they are 100% commission driven. And so if you don't make sales, you don't make money, the Buckle doesn't make money. And so I tried it out there for 2 weeks, and I didn't sell a thing. I sucked. I literally sucked at it. And very nicely they said, Kelsey, I think we're going to put you back in the back again, unloading shipment, putting the security sensors back on the clothing, and putting everything on hangers. So I'm not good at sales. It's just not my thing. I like and connect with people, but to actually sell product is just not my style or my thing. So after all of the research, I did go ahead, obviously, decide that I was going to give it a whirl, and because I believed in it, and I do love people, and I love helping people. It's in my blood. That's why I was a nurse. I like that fulfillment from it. And thinking long term, which is why I was dabbling in the photography thing, I knew that I wanted something to be able to stay at home with my family, have a little more freedom, have a little more flexibility. And while nursing is great and I loved what I did, I had a ton of options. I could work 3 12-hour shifts and not see my kids for 3 days straight, basically. Or I could work part-time and lose hours, and which is decrease in pay. And I could do that. But it just didn't feel right, and I just felt like there was something more. So I thought, okay, I could go and work in a clinic 5 days a week. Well, now my daughter or my kids at some point would be in daycare 5 days a week. And there's nothing wrong with daycare if that's like your thing. But for me, it just gave me this like nauseous pit in my stomach, just wanted to throw up. That's just not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be more present in my family's life. And so there were so many options that I could do, and when I actually ended up leaving nursing a year ago because of this opportunity, I was working weekend option. And I was working, which weekend option just means that you're working every single weekend. And which worked. You know, I was present in my daughter's life, but I wasn't in my husband's life. You know, we weren't going on date nights as often, and we couldn't go travel. My family isn't local. And it was just things like that I just felt like, God, there has to be something more, right? And so I just gave it my everything. I really focused on the business. I really focused on helping more people, because that's really what this is. If you want this to work for you, it's helping more people. And it's amazing what this opportunity can do. So I was able to retire my job last year, basically a year ago now, and I've been doing this full time. And the cool thing about it is that it provides so much more freedom for your family. I now make more than double than what I did as an RN working in an ER, and I work 3 to 4 hours a day around Ruby's schedule. A little in the morning, during her nap time, and then a little in the evening if I choose to. So it's amazing what it can do. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about my story. I'm going to hand it over to my good friend and top coach, Lindsay Hay.
Hey guys, I am Lindsay Hay. Can you all hear me okay? Betty? Yeah? Nod? Yeah? Okay, great. Thank you guys again so much for getting on. Like Kelsey said, I'm going to try and do a quick overview of what my story is and kind of what some of my hesitations were when I got started. So I've been a coach nearly 3 years now. I'm a Christ follower. I'm a wife to Jamie of 7 years. I have 2 kids. Evan is 5 and Emlyn is 3, and I have 1 cooking who's about halfway done. So I'm a busy mom, and I also work as an ICU nurse, PRN, which is just one time every week or two. And basically my story starts back in like March, April of 2013, and I was just at that place. Evan was 2 and Emlyn was 5 months old, and I just knew I needed to make a change for my health. I didn't feel good. I felt kind of frumpy, like nothing fit me. And it was just one of those things, like health has always kind of been a passion of mine, but I was not living healthy. And on another side, I was very comfortable. I was comfortable in my lifestyle, in the fact that I was being a wife and mom, which is #1 priority for me, but I was not stepping out of my comfort zone, and I was feeling really convicted. I know God calls us to step out of our comfort zones, and I wasn't. I'd put my kids to bed, and I'd get over on the couch and watch a couple hours of TV, scroll through Facebook. Like I was just comfortable, and so I had kind of looked into like volunteering, like at the Pregnancy Crisis Center or at my church, and nothing really was like tugging at my heartstrings. So I was like, okay, well, maybe something will come along. About that time, I'm, of course, on the couch at night scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, and I see this post. and it was about a challenge group. And this post was from very special lady on here tonight, Kelsey Shackley. We were like BFFs back in the day, 10 years old, big old glasses, and we moved away from each other and lost touch, but had reconnected through social media. We were just stalking each other at that point, like we had never talked since back in the day. And I messaged her and I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I need this in my life. I need accountability. I need a plan. I need something. Like, I'd look into Weight Watchers and Jillian Michaels DVD, but I wasn't sticking to anything. And so I committed. My husband was like, if this is what you want, let's do it. So I committed with a challenge pack, which is basically just a workout program, and Shakeology, which is a whole food natural meal replacement shake. And let me tell you, within the first week, I was feeling so much better. I was seeing results. And it was kind of one of those things where I didn't know how bad I was feeling until I started feeling good. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, is this really what life's supposed to be like? Like, I have energy and I'm not napping all the time. And it was incredible. So I asked Kelsey, I'm like, hey, I have like a friend that wants to join your next group. When is it? And she was like, well, have you ever considered doing it? And honestly, at that time, I was like, no, actually I haven't. But it was like a light bulb moment. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this could be my thing. Like, this could be it. Like, it was something that I was passionate about, and I loved knowing that this would be a way to serve other women, other moms. But at the same time, like, I was like scared, out of my mind. So many hesitations, which I'm going to go over those, but I'm going to tell you, I started, I think maybe like the end of April, dabbled in it for like 6 months or so, kind of treat it as a hobby, and in the fall of 2013, my husband got accepted into anesthesia school. And what that means is once he started school, he would be completely unemployed. And I knew him being unemployed meant I had to go back to work full-time. And at that time, I was working part-time. So I decided to make a decision at that point that I'm going to learn this business. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to share my life, whether I wanted to or not, and I was going to make it work for my family. And so over that year, 9 months or so, because he started that following fall, I was able to supplement our income enough to where I could stay part-time as a nurse and not have to do full-time nursing and not put my kids in daycare. Fast forward another year to fall of 2015, I went PRN at the hospital, all because of this opportunity. So with that, obviously it's changed my life immensely. But let me just tell you guys, like, it was not like, oh, let's do this, and it was like all roses. Like, when I signed up, like, my biggest hesitation, I was so scared of what people would think of me. And now it seems silly, but I still know that that's where a lot of people are now. And before I started, I was a total Facebook stalker. Like, I knew what you were doing and like where your daughter went to school, but you would not know any of that about me. And so it was very, I don't know, like, I was so scared of what people would think. And there was one time at work, I walked into a room and there were some people talking about me. And it wasn't negative, but they were kind of poking fun. And I went to the bathroom and I called my husband crying, and he was just like, you know what, it's not you, it's them. You are bettering yourself, you're bettering your life, you're going after goals, you have to do you. And I was like, dude, he's right. Now, it's not like it changed right there, but what I learned is that people are going to judge you no matter what, whether you're doing something good or bad, good for your health, bad for your health, you're rich, you're poor, whatever. You're always going to be judged. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And I've learned that through so much personal growth. It took time and investing in myself, doing personal development, learning, you know, how to build my own confidence. And with that, I had the support of a team that built me up and helped me when it was like rough, when people were, you know, naysayers or whatnot. And so that is something that I learned through this. You're not doing it alone, and it's just incredible. And then the other thing real quick I'm going to touch on is, because when I started, I was a fairly new mom to 2 kids. I was like, how in the world am I going to build a business from home with 2 kids, all while working at the hospital still? And honestly, all it really took was a shift in focus and a shift in what I did with my time. I told you guys I liked watching TV. My kids went to bed and I was just like, decompress time. You know, it was like me time, like Bachelor, Grey's Anatomy, you name it. Like, I was on that, watching that show. I still like some of those shows, but I decided instead of during those times that I'd be watching TV, I would sit down on my computer and start reconnecting with people, building relationships, and really just being focused with that time. And let me tell you how much more fulfilling that is than watching drama on TV. You know, I love a good drama, but it was just something that I was like, my cup was being filled over and over, just like putting time into these women's lives. And so the other thing I did as a mom, instead of sleeping until my kids woke me up, I'd get up half an hour to an hour earlier. I'd get my workout done. I'd get a quiet time done. And that completely changed my life, like just being more focused with my time. You know, you've heard this saying, like, you make time for what's a priority. And it's so true. It's so true. And I know so many of you are busy, and you know, this might not even sound like your schedule, but there's a way to do this. We teach you how to do this in an hour a day. We give you tools and we mentor you, and you would never be alone. So with that being said, anyone can do this business, and it is so very simple, but it's not easy, okay? And we will never sugarcoat things. It's not easy. It takes hard work, and it takes hard work because you have to invest in people's lives. This is not get rich quick. It's about building trust and sharing your journey, and it's changed my life more than I can ever tell you on a video. And these women that I'm surrounded by are going to be friends for the rest of my life, and I don't know. So anyways, that is my story, and I hope that some of you can relate to it, and I'm going to hand it over to Nicole, one of my top leaders on my team, who I'm so very proud to have on this call.
Thanks, Lindsay. Can you guys hear me? Good. Hi, guys. I'm Nicole Wilbur, and I've been coaching for about a year. It'll be a year at the end of April, so I'm a little bit newer to the game than these guys are. But I'm also a first grade teacher, so I'm working full-time and coaching right now. And I love Jesus a lot, so that's a big part of my life. And yeah, so just to tell you a little bit about my story. Growing up, health was never a priority to me. I loved playing sports, but nutrition was a foreign concept. I didn't care about what I was putting in my body. I was always a little bit overweight, but I didn't really notice that until high school, and that's kind of when I started comparing myself to others, and I started to find my worth in what my weight was. So it wasn't a super great time of my life. I just remember like weighing myself every day and hiding this board where I would write down what I weighed every single day and completely finding my worth in my goal weight, whatever that was. So that kind of happened throughout my high school and the beginning of my college career. And shortly after that, I started following the Lord, which changed a lot of things in my life. But a big part of that was just how I viewed myself and where I found my worth, and just where my priorities were. And so a couple of years after that, I met a couple of people. I lived in the Philippines for 2 years after college, and I met some friends that enjoyed exercise, not to lose weight, but because they knew it helped take care of themselves and take care of their bodies. And so those 2 years meant a lot to me in my life because I started exercising for other reasons than just wanting to look a certain way. And I started cooking more and enjoying nutrition and enjoying food because it nourished me. So I feel like all of that was part of my journey. And then when I came back to the United States, I put weight back on just from the culture that we live in. And after a few months, I was like, okay, I can't do this on my own. And Lindsay, we grew up together, and our moms are best friends. And so I followed her on Facebook, and I knew that she did these challenge groups. And so last April, I joined one, and I found that missing piece for my journey, which was accountability. I really needed someone to be cheering me on and people checking in on me. And it was the first time I saw other people really caring about what I was doing. And I just loved that community, and I loved doing it alongside other women and not feeling like I was on my own. So after that challenge group, Lindsay asked me about coaching, and at first I was like, sure, I'll get a discount. That sounds great. But the more I learned about it, I learned about how much opportunity there is with coaching. So I've been teaching for about 4 years now, and we need great teachers, and there's nothing against teaching, but it's never been something that I'm passionate about. It's more of a job that I feel really drained at the end of the day, and I don't feel like I have energy to do other things that I really love doing. And so I've always kind of been trying to find something else that I can do. I've looked into different master's programs. I looked into being like a Bible translator, just a lot of random things that could get me out of teaching. And so when I started looking more into coaching and developing this passion for health and for taking care of myself, I just realized that this was a really good fit. I love people a lot, and so it's just really cool that I get to know women deeply. There's a lot of things that come along with your health, a lot of emotional things, and so it's an honor that I get to talk to people about that, and that a lot of people open up to you, and that you get to be a part of their journey. So once I started doing that, it's kind of addictive, and I really enjoyed it. And the additional income has been a huge blessing to my life. I've been able to pay off my car. Well, I will be paying it off 2 years early in a couple months, which is really exciting. So I'll be debt-free, which is awesome. And another thing is that I have officially quit teaching. So my last day of teaching will be May 25th. So just little things like that are very exciting, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without this opportunity. So I'm very excited to have the privilege to do this full-time soon, and just pour into other people and pour into my team and be surrounded by these women, and to be able to make an income on that. I have a lot of dreams in the future with someday I would love to be able to be a stay-at-home mom and be in my kids' lives and things like that, and I never really thought that would be a reality until this opportunity came along. So yeah, that's kind of my story, but I'm going to pass it back to Kelsey.
Wow, guys, that was awesome. I love hearing everybody else's story and just kind of their take on it, because everybody has a little different perspective, a little bit different story. And so I'm hoping that maybe there was one of our stories that you felt like you related to really well. But then also, I just, the three of us just got back from this trip, and we went on a cruise a couple weeks ago. And so we were like, we should do this call together so we can help other people not only see the full potential with coaching, but then also help them, like, get on this trip with us next year. Everyone's going to Punta Cana next year. And so really it just boils down to helping 3 to 5 people every single month, and you earn that trip, which is really cool and exciting, and it's something that everyone on this call should go for. You should go for it. So I have a quick PowerPoint presentation that I am going to share with you guys. It just kind of goes over the basics of coaching, what coaching is, how you earn money, how you get started, like just basically the nitty-gritty. And so I will share that with you now. Hold on just a second. All right, guys. So what we're going to cover really quick: who is Beachbody? What does a coach do? How does a coach earn money? How do you get started? How much time is required? What are the required fees? And will I have to push sales? What if I don't have a network? Should I be fit first? And do I need a certification or expertise? So Beachbody is like everywhere. I mean, they're the creators of P90X, Turbo Fire, 21-Day Fix, Insanity, Slim and Six, Body Beast, 22-Minute Hardcore, Hammer and Chisel, Shakeology, and so much more. But literally, they are the leading industry of home workouts. Like, this is the company that is just #1 right now, and it is going to continue to be #1 because they're the leader, and they're just constantly tweaking and changing things. Any successful business, any thriving business is constantly tweaking and improving, and that's exactly what Beachbody is doing. I mean, you guys could ask anybody on the streets if they've heard of P90X or Insanity, and they have. So it's super exciting. They're on talk shows. We're on magazines. We are literally everywhere. If you've pulled the latest like fitness magazine, they share success stories in there. I mean, it's everywhere. So that's really exciting for you guys. What does a coach do? Well, first, they just commit to their own health and fitness journey. So some people start and they're already committed, and some people need that accountability, and that was me. I needed that accountability, so I had to commit to my own health and fitness journey, and then you inspire the people who want the help. You don't drag people. You don't push people. We inspire people who are ready and want the help. We post inspiration on social media, and again, not sales pushing. So if you join one of the three of us or anyone on our team on social media, you'll see we not push products. We don't share stock photos. We literally are just trying to help and inspire people through our social media. And we teach you and train you and mentor you to do the exact same. We do personal and professional development. So what's really exciting is at very minimum, we do like 10 to 15 minutes of personal development, and that's just working on ourselves. The cool thing about Beachbody is it's not just a physical transformation, but it's an inner transformation too. So we're working on areas that, you know, as a person that we could improve on. Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's believing that you can do what I have done, what Nicole has done, what Lindsay has done. And that comes through personal development. But then we also have professional development. And that is like the trainings that you guys will get. So when you onboard as a new coach, you get plugged into a team page. You also get plugged into a new coach training. So you don't just sign up and we leave you. Like, we are there for you. We mentor you and we guide you. And then there's also weekly training. So like I mentioned before with Beachbody, any thriving business is constantly growing and working on improvements. And things are changing. Social media is changing. The way we help people is changing. For example, we just got a brand new app to run our challenge groups through, which is amazing. But that is where the professional development comes into play. So it's really cool that you guys will get all that handed to you and have access to all of that. And then work out and eat right, and then host accountability groups online or through that Beachbody app I mentioned. And then you will build and train a team, which is optional. How does a coach earn money? Well, there are two different ways. One is through commissions on programs and products. You make 25% commissions. Yeah, you'll make money doing this. Like I said, we don't push product or try and beg our friends and family to buy from us. Nothing like that. That's not how we train you. But if you make a sale, you will make a 25% commission from that. Where this business, where you can grow and replace your full-time income and then some, is through the team bonus. And the team bonus is when you build and train a team. And again, that's not pushing people or making them do anything. And we don't make money by signing coaches. We make money through helping our team become successful if that's their goal. So I always say, and this is the best way to explain it, is I'm Kelsey. I'm only one person. Kelsey, can only help so many people. But when I find other people who also want to help people, now that's a team, and now we're helping a lot of people. So for example, in the month of March we just ended, we helped, I believe it was 244 people as a team. I personally could not have helped that many people by myself, but as a team, we helped a lot of people. And that's where Beachbody rewards you, through the team bonus. How would I get started? You get started when you enroll with a coach. We train you, start and ongoing. So like I was talking, the new coach mentorship, and then we have weekly trainings to teach you as you grow in your business when you're ready for it. The coach that you join is your direct mentor. So they're the person that will train you, that will guide you, and the person kind of like you have access to all of my trainings. We are part of a top team. Our team, Team Fit and Fabulous is ranked number 74 out of 450,000 coaches, which is awesome. That means our team is growing and our team is making a difference, and we're helping so many people. What's even better is I've been doing this now for 3 years, so I've made a lot of mistakes, and so I have given everybody tools that work, like, because I've done it. I've made mistakes. I failed a lot, so I can tell you what not to do because I know what doesn't work. So that's the benefit of joining a top team and a thriving team that is growing. Beachbody will set up the website for you. We will teach you how to build a network. So it's not something that you feel like, I know when I joined, I was like, there's nobody, none of my friends and family are into fitness. How am I going to do this? It's cool because we were going to teach you how to build a network of like-minded people. We teach you how to host accountability groups or challenge groups. and you're surrounded by other positive people, I feel like is the best, because our team is full of people who love watching other people see success, and we cheer each other on. We share our struggles, we share what's working, we basically give each other virtual hugs. I mean, it's pretty awesome to be a part of our team, and the positivity that you get from each other is just undescribable. So it's awesome. And of course, you're going to get fitter and healthier after you join because of that accountability factor. I know it was for me. I was such a yo-yo exerciser before and just in and out of it all. But becoming a coach really gave me that accountability I needed, and I'm healthier than I've ever been, and I'm 30, so I'm excited about that. How much time is required? Well, this is another awesome part. Whatever you put into it, you're going to get out of it. And so, like, there's no amount of time that you have to do. But to be successful, I would say what is common is like 2 to 3 hours a day when you're building it. But I will say we have developed what's called the power hour. And so for me, when I was working my 12-hour shifts, I would bust out a power hour. And something else that I think is really cool is, since this is a lot of things you can do from your phone, it's super convenient in your life. I call it my mom cracks of my time. So basically, you know, like I was telling you earlier with Ruby, she gets up, and Lindsay even talked about this, getting up just a little bit earlier, getting your workout in, and then when they go down for a nap, you get in a little bit of work, and then, you know, sometimes I'll be driving and I'll be at a stoplight and I can answer a message really quick via the voice messenger. That thing rocks. Or when you're standing in line at the grocery store, I can answer a couple of my coach's questions in the Messenger app. I mean, this thing is so amazing that you can just fit it into cracks of your time. So does it have to be 2 to 3 hours at a time? No. You can break that up into your day so it works for your life. And that is what was so exciting for me, because I knew I could build a team, I could do this thing while being busy, and that's what I liked about it. Fees that are required. There's a startup fee of $39.95, which is waived or free when you purchase a CPS challenge pack. So a challenge pack comes with the program, then comes with the superfood meal replacement Shakeology, which is thebomb.com. If you haven't tried it yet, you guys are missing out. This stuff is amazing. It's helped with my cravings. So if you know anything about nutrition, our bodies crave certain things because we're lacking nutrients in a certain area. Well, when you're getting that nutrients, it lowers your cravings. So that's one thing Shakeology does. It's helped my GI system. As a busy mom, it's one meal that day I don't have to prep. I don't have to think about. And for goodness sakes, guys, it's like dessert. It's amazing. So I could go on and on about Shakeology. So you'll get the program plus the Shakeology, and it's a bundle. So it's already at a discounted price because they've bundled it together. But then on top of that, you get that $40 sign-up fee waived. So it's really the biggest bang for your buck to do it that way. And then you got all the tools that you need to see success, which is awesome. And then there's a monthly website fee of $15.95, and that covers the maintenance of your websites, that covers shipping and handling for your products, plus, you know, helping package the product for your customer. And if there's any returns, Beachbody handles all of that. That's stuff that, you know, normal businesses have to worry about, and as coaches, we don't. We pay that $15.95, and it's all taken care of for us. And I mean, seriously, I am like, amen. I love that. It's just, it helps me so much. And then optional but very beneficial is the club membership, and that comes with the Beachbody On Demand. So that is a $38.95 quarterly charge, but it is amazing, you guys. There's a Beachbody On Demand, or we call it BOD. It's an app. So you can, you know, type it in. You can use it from your computer. You can use it from your phone. You can use it from your tablet, your smart TV when you're traveling. Some people are avid gym goers, but they're doing hammer and chisel. So they take their phone, head to the gym, and they can knock out a hammer and chisel workout from the gym. I mean, this is just an amazing product, and it's really for $40. quarterly, I mean, that's a huge win on your part. And I would say most coaches have Beachbody On Demand or the club membership. Same thing. Will you have to push sales? Absolutely not. Don't be that girl. Don't do it. We encourage you to inspire, connect, listen, and help. So figure out how you can help them. Figure out what they're struggling with. Figure out what their goals are, what they like doing, what they don't like doing, and really listen to them and connect with them. That's what we train, how we train you to be successful in this business, on our team anyway. Do you have to have a network? No, you don't need one. We teach you how to build that like-minded network. You just be you. Here are 4 of my top coaches on the bottom, and then Lindsay's top coach on the top right, one of her top coaches, Nicole, which Lindsay and Nicole both talked tonight, but the other 3 are super successful, and they're totally different. Naima's from the corporate world. She works crazy hours. She has an hour commute to and from work, so she's in the car 2 hours a day. She also does lots of traveling. She actually had alopecia before coaching, and Shakeology actually cured that. And if you're not familiar with that, it's just she was balding in spots, and Shakeology cured that for her. So she is a leading coach. She's actually retiring her job. I don't even know if everybody knows that yet, but she's leaving her job. I think she only has like a month left, so that's super exciting for Naima, and it's because of this business. Jen Boxberger is a mom of 4 boys. She was a teacher, and she's a stay-at-home mom now, but she is just on the go, and she actually has a nutrition degree. So she's one that does actually have a background in nutrition, and she's just made Beachbody complement that. So that's pretty exciting. And then Emily Holiday is basically still a brand new coach. She signed 6 months ago and just recently become a diamond coach. And she is an example of what we do on our team. She is when I was talking about all the fails that I've done, I've told everybody, no, don't do that, but do this. Emily's an example of that, and she's crushing it and is super, super successful because of that. And so that just goes to show you what a brand new coach could do if you signed. Do I need to be more fit first? No. It's actually less relatable, and it's more relatable when people see your journey. Your journey is what inspires people. Doing things that are hard is what is inspiring to other people. Seeing that you're not perfect, that you missed a workout or you had a pizza or a glass of wine, but seeing that you're still getting back up and you're doing it every day is what's inspiring for other people. Perfection is overrated, but being real and raw is where it's at and really what is inspiring to people because you're real. Do you need a certification? No. We cheer people on. We believe in them before they believe in themselves. I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but there's been times in my life where I just wasn't sure. But somebody in my life was like, Kelsey, you've got this. You can do this. And they had that belief in me before I even did myself. And that's what we do. That's what we do as a coach, is we encourage people to get through a program, to help them, to encourage them, and to support them before they really believe in themselves yet. So we don't personal train them. We're not their nutritionist. Their personal trainer is their DVD. Their nutritionist is their workout. They get a meal plan when they buy their workout program. So they get all of that. And so you're just their supporter and their professional accountability partner. So I just want to say thank you again. Enrollment instructors, do contact your coach. Again, when you join with a challenge pack, it does waive your $39.95 startup fee and does give you all the tools that you need to be successful. If you join by 9 p.m. on Thursday, April 7th, so it's tomorrow night, you'll also get my 2-part How to Eat for Fat Loss webinars. So that's exciting. Let me end this share really quick. Awesome. Well, again, we are so thankful that you guys are doing your research. You're figuring out if this is right for you, and I appreciate your time, and I know Lindsay and Nicole do as well. So please contact us or the coach that invited you to this webinar to get some more details. And again, that 2-part webinar is available to each and every one of you that were on this live event. Thank you.